speech that is geared up for the International Speech Contest. Anthony?
I hardly ever start a conversation with, "How are you?" It's not because I'm trying to be rude, impolite, or unconventional. It's just that I, much like many of you, have been conditioned to believe no one really cares how I'm doing. I mean, the deli counter clerk, the guy walking by with his dog, the salesperson at the store, all of them ask, "How are you?" but none of them give me enough time to even provide an answer longer than, "Fine." I don't know about you, but what would actually get me to answer such a simple question is if they asked me twice, which is what I'm looking to encourage all of you to do today. Very, very simple. I just want you to ask twice. I know I'm already asking so much of you. I mean, you've already gone through so much just to be here in this space with me. And here you are giving someone you hardly know your undivided attention in a very distracting and divided world. So what I'm asking you to do is to give just that to the people that you do know and care for. I am asking you to do something you already do with something you already have, your voice, your phone, with people you already know, and hopefully a few people you might not know so well. By the end of the speech, I hope to empower you with a desire to give the people you care for something meaningful. Ask them, "How are you?" And then expect for them to immediately say something very quick, prompt, and then respond back to you by asking, "How are you?" But you're going to shake things up. You are going to ask them again, "No, really, how are you?" Now, I don't presume to have a lot of answers as far as what is going to bring more love or joy or success in your life. But I do believe that sometimes it's not about the answers. Sometimes the most incredible things that can happen in your life come from asking the right question. I don't know about you, but I go days without my phone ringing, weeks without a knock at my door. And don't even ask me the last time someone actually took the time to send me a handwritten letter. I would settle for a pleasant and upbeat email at this point. The fact remains that regardless of the temperature outside, the world has become quite cold. Social distancing has expanded much further than 6 feet. It's so hard to even start a conversation these days because we focus so much on our differences, how someone voted, whether or not they got vaccinated, what news they believe, what channels they watch. We've become so divided. And as a result, so many of us have lost faith. Faith in politicians, faith in scientists, faith in God. But we can't lose faith in each other because we can't really do any of this alone. What we need to do is focus on the many things we have in common. We all need food, water, rest, shelter. We get sad. We get lonely. We all want to be loved. We all want to feel like we matter. We want to create memories and share those memories with others. And yet, despite all of these commonalities, there are people starving with a fridge full of food. They're hungry for purpose. They thirst for conversation. There are people who feel alone in crowded rooms because they want nothing more than for someone to look away from a screen and into their eyes. There are people in their warm, cozy homes who feel frozen in place, stuck, trapped by their fears, their anxieties. There are people whose homes are filled with abundance, and yet they feel empty. We seem to have all of those in common as well. I believe that so many of us want nothing more than for someone to just genuinely ask us, "How are you?" And then give us the time, the space, and the patience it takes for us to answer a seemingly simple question after living in a world that has conditioned us to either say nothing or simply respond with whatever we think the person wants to hear. And I know that taking a few extra minutes to do that can save someone's life, because I know it takes only a few minutes for someone who feels alone, scared, and unloved to take their own life. I learned this lesson the worst way it can be taught when I lost my 26-year-old niece to suicide. Everyone saw her social media and assumed she was happy. But no one ever stopped. No one knocked on her door. No one called to ask, "How are you?" And now no one can. I plead with all of you. Ask, "How are you?" and ask twice. Thank you.